We're halfway through 1901, and the journey's just heating up. Welcome back to 1900 Chronicles, history's time machine. From a president's tragic fall to radio waves crossing oceans, the next 10 moments from Buffalo's grand stage to steel's rise in America will reshape the world. Ready to dive deeper into the heart of a century reborn? Let's go. On May 1st, 1901, Buffalo, New York, bursts into brilliance as the Pan-American Exposition unveils its wonders. Picture a radiant city aglow with electric lights, casting a spell over eager crowds in top hats and bustled dresses. Grand pavilions showcase steam engines humming with power, intricate Latin American artifacts, and vibrant performances that weave dreams of hemispheric unity. This isn't merely a fair, it's a bold vision of progress, heralding a new era of innovation and connection across the Americas. Visitors marvel at the towering electric tower, its lights pulsing like a heartbeat of modernity. Yet, beneath the dazzle, a shadow looms, a whisper of tragedy that will soon shake the nation to its core, forever linking Buffalo's triumph with heartbreak. On September 6, 1901, a gunshot pierces the festive air of Buffalo's Pan-American Exposition, silencing the crowd in the Temple of Music. President William McKinley, smiling and gracious, collapses, struck by a bullet from anarchist Leon Czolgosz's hidden pistol. Imagine the pandemonium. Onlookers scream, guards scramble, and aides rush to the fallen leader, his face etched with pain, yet resolve. McKinley clings to life, but the wound is grave, and days later, his death will thrust Theodore Roosevelt into the presidency, altering America's course. In this frozen moment, the nation holds its breath, grappling with the fragility of leadership and the shock of violence. On December 10, 1901, Stockholm and Oslo become the stage for a new era of human achievement, as the first Nobel Prizes are bestowed. Picture the grand concert hall, aglow with chandeliers, where pioneers in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace step forward to receive gold medals, their faces radiant with pride. Wilhelm Röntgen, honored for X-rays, stands among them, his work a beacon for science. Alfred Nobel's vision to reward those who uplift mankind takes root in this solemn ceremony, sparking a legacy that will inspire generations to pursue greatness. The audience, in fur coats and top hats, applauds, sensing the weight of history. These awards are more than honors. They're a covenant of progress, promising a future shaped by intellect and compassion, forever etching 1901 as the dawn of global recognition. On December 12, 1901, a faint signal bridges continents, forever shrinking the world. From Cornwall's windswept cliffs, Guglielmo Marconi, eyes fixed on his crude radio equipment, sends the first transatlantic signal, a humble S in Morse code, to Newfoundland's icy shores. Imagine the thrill as sparks fly, wires hum, and his team in Canada hears the distant pulse, defying the vast Atlantic silence. This isn't merely a technical feat, it's a revolution, proving voices and ideas can leap oceans in an instant. Marconi's vision ushers in a new era of global communication, where ships, cities, and nations will soon be bound by invisible waves. On November 27, 1901, Washington, D.C. witnesses the birth of a pivotal institution, the U.S. Army War College. Picture a stately brick building, its halls echoing with the footsteps of young officers eager to master the art of war. Here, strategists in crisp uniforms pore over maps, plotting campaigns for a century where America's influence is surging. Founded to train leaders for global conflicts, this isn't merely a school. It's a crucible forging commanders who will steer the nation's destiny. The college signals the U.S. as an emerging superpower, ready to assert its might on the world stage. As instructors draw battle lines on blackboards, they lay the groundwork for a military legacy that will shape history's great struggles. On January 31, 1901, Canada's frozen rinks ignite with fervor as the Winnipeg Victorias battle for glory in Winnipeg. In a heart-pounding Stanley Cup series, they outskate the Montreal Shamrocks, their sticks clashing like swords on ice. Picture the outdoor rink, snow-dusted and lit by gas lamps, where players in wool jerseys weave through defenders, the puck flying with precision. Fans in heavy coats roar, their cheers echoing across the prairies, uniting a young nation in shared passion. This victory is more than a game. It's a cultural milestone, cementing hockey as Canada's beating heart. On February 2, 1901, a quiet revolution unfolds in the United States as the Female Army Nurse Corps is established as a permanent force. Picture Washington's halls, where military officials pin badges on women in starched uniforms, their faces alight with purpose. These nurses, armed with compassion, become lifelines on battlefields, tending to wounded soldiers under flickering lanterns in hospital tents. Their courage in the Spanish-American War paved the way for this milestone, proving women's indispensable role in military service. This small but seismic step toward equality opens doors for future generations, challenging a male-dominated world. As they march in formation, their crisp caps gleaming, they forge a legacy of care that will resonate through history's wars, marking 1901 as a turning point for women's strength and sacrifice in service to their nation. On February 3, 1901, Sumatra's dense jungles tremble under the weight of colonial ambition. Dutch troops, led by the relentless General van Hoyts, storm Batu, Ilië, clashing with fierce Assanese fighters defending their homeland. Imagine the chaos. Rifles crack, swords gleam through smoke, and jungle vines snap underfoot as the battle rages. The Assanese, wielding curved blades, fight with unyielding spirit, but Dutch firepower prevails, seizing the stronghold. This victory tightens the Netherlands' grip on Indonesia, a brutal milestone in a centuries-long colonial saga. Yet, the cost is staggering. Villages burn, families mourn, and the scars of conquest deepen. On February 4, 1901, Vienna's Hofburg Palace reverberates with the weight of empire as Emperor Franz Joseph I delivers a resolute speech. Clad in regal splendor, he condemns the rising tide of nationalist demands, urging unity across the sprawling Austro-Hungarian Empire. Picture the gilded throne room, where subjects, Hungarians, Czechs, Serbs, listen, their faces torn between loyalty to the crown and dreams of independence. The emperor's voice, steady yet strained, seeks to mend a fracturing realm where ethnic tensions simmer in every corner. His words are a desperate plea to preserve a multi-ethnic mosaic, but the cracks are deepening, fueled by calls for self-rule. On February 25, 1901, Pittsburgh's skies darken with the smoke of ambition as J.P. Morgan unveils the U.S. Steel Corporation, the world's first billion-dollar company. Picture the financier, sharp-eyed in his opulent office, signing papers to merge giants like Carnegie Steel into an industrial behemoth. In roaring factories, workers sweat over molten metal, forging beams that will build skyscrapers and railroads. the backbone of a new age. This isn't just business, it's a revolution, catapulting America to global industrial dominance. Yet, as steel mills blaze, shadows of inequality loom. As 1901 fades, its echoes linger. From Buffalo's dazzling exposition to Marconi's signal-crossing oceans, from McKinley's tragic fall to U.S. Steel's towering rise, these 10 moments wove the final threads of a year that sculpted our modern age. Thank you for joining us on 1900 Chronicles, History's Time Machine. The past is alive, and there's more to uncover. Subscribe, share, and step back into history with us again.